to like very quickly hit mute to avoid sound overlapping like that. There we go. Just checking my audio. Okay, hi guys. Hi. I know. It's the Friday stream show thing, but it's not Friday because today is Thursday. But as I explained last night, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So, unfortunately for all of you who might have gotten your hopes up, sorry, no Home Friday Live. Though I'm not sure I would do it anyways because it's home free Christmas music and it's not Halloween yet. We have a rule on this channel. We're not touching Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. You know it's a big deal if I'm moving my finger with authority. There we go. Caps locks. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, happy Friday Eve, Laura, too. Welcome. Guys, of course, hit that like button, please, for the love of God. And tomorrow, actually, I won't be here because I'll be doing a church thing that I proposed and then somehow became somewhat responsible for, or at least half responsible for, because I took a word that is two separate things and I put it together in one title of a thing, and it sounded really good, and they made it a thing. So we're doing Dominoes and Dominoes tomorrow night. So I'm going to be playing dominoes with a whole bunch of guys who don't know how to play dominoes and like two that do. And we're going to be eating pizza. It's a church thing. I don't know what. We got there. So either way, guys, make sure you go check out the stream from last night. If you didn't, I know, a Wednesday and a Thursday stream? What even is this channel? So either way, go check that out. If you missed it from last night, we did a request stream, plus we just looked at some other stuff, and then someone thought it would be amusing to torture me right at the end. If you missed it, go see it. It almost got blocked, but it's definitely blocked in Russia. So many streams are blocked in Russia. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't understand why. Okay, so we got 7 people staring at me. So let's see who else here. I know Trisha. I know Val Prime. I know Sally. Sally. Where's Joyce? Where is everybody? I miss like half the crew that used to be here like all the time. Laura too, of course, is here. Nobody else. Sean coming in here with a hello. Hello, Sean. Which is actually hello. Basically the original way to actually say that. No, it just doesn't like, it's not even about Christian music. Like most of the partial blocks are all in Russia. And it's almost always Sony music. So for whatever reason, Sony stuff blocked in Russia. I don't care if my stream is blocked in Russia. I don't think I had any Russian watchers in the first place. It's just annoying that if other stuff gets blocked, I don't have a choice to like isolate a country. Be like, hey, I don't want that shown in that country. Hi guys, hi Shan, hi. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna, since it is a Thursday night, which means it's a school night, means I can't stay up too late, so we're gonna go ahead and get rolling, and then everybody else who shows up, what the? Really? Really? It's gonna be like that? Even the chat isn't chatting? Oh, that's annoying. Because there's no good way to fix that without closing OBS and reopening it. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. I forgot what it is. Browser. There we go. Chat to. I can add it and then just sort of scooch it into place. So at least for this stream, I can have a chat window up. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. Lock it in place. There we go. Keep praying. Yes, keep the prayers going on. What thriller? Which, I don't know what, you're gonna have to narrow that down there. Everything in Tom Bad George. No, I've got number 3 up, which is somebody's watching me. People react to Base Gang, Peter Holland's Halloween thing. Base Gang, Peter Holland. I don't remember if we did that one or not. Wasn't that the one we did last week? I don't remember. Look, we did a lot of stuff on Friday, and Trisha wasn't here, so I don't know if you saw it or not. Okay, so either way, what we're doing tonight, because, well, apparently a lot of music comes out on Fridays, so I'm having to fill in the gaps. So we got Tom Bed George to open things up, so make sure everybody gets to see it. This is the part 3. I know he uploaded the entire video today. Thanks, Tom. Okay, we have newish one from Colm that I skipped over. So that's Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul. That'd be interesting. No, I don't see that one. Did not even see that one. Okay, Marwan and Tommy P doing All Time Low. Or the song is called All Time Low, I don't know. I don't have enough time to add anything extra. It's like I already popped an extra song in while the intro was rolling, so I'm already tight on time. Like I said, this is not a normal night. It's Thursday, which means I got to be out of here early. Okay, new one from Emily. New one from Music Travel Love. Just for Trisha, we got Lost in the Pond. 5 ways British and American road trips are very different. You can have sad face all you like. It's fine. New one from... why did I want to say Matilda? Melinda. She's finally back to doing the In the Dark candlelit videos. New one from the Bygones over on Indies Keeping Secrets channel. Just saw that one. First to 11 covering The Fray, How to Save a Life. Slipping in here, Postmodern Jukebox, Fireflies from Owl City. Then Mac Glocky, I can't say that name, doing If Creed Wrote Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. And then wrapping up with No Resolve, since Denise isn't here. We're not opening with No Resolve. There we go. Yeah. It's like, if only reacting to Tom Bed George was something everyone had gotten on board with years ago. Like we did. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get rolling here. So I'm going to boop that. Oh, I got to make sure to unmute. Okay, so 2024 Halloween. Of course, I'm going to start with this one. Also, I didn't know this was Rockwell. I always thought it was Michael Jackson or something. Weird. Okay, let's see what the next chunk of the Halloween late show has for us.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched?
You are, by the government.
No, I never get the feeling that I'm being watched, Mr. Pumpkin Person. Or Mrs. Pumpkin Person. Never.
Yep, the IRS, FBI, NHA, DHS, ATF, DEA, SEC.
I highly doubt the government
SEC,
is watching the average pumpkin.
You bet your tax dollars. There's also the FTC, Postal Inspection Service, state and local police departments, ICE, U.S. Marshals, Secret Service, TSA.
Done yet?
No, just breathing. FinCEN, CFTC, TDC, EPA, OSHA, and of course, Twiggy.
Twiggy?
Oh, hey, guys.
Whoa.
What the squash?
That tree talks. Dude.
Wait, hold on. They actually made the tree a character. I've been talking about this, how the tree has been over there for a while, and now he's talking. And his name is Twiggy. Hold on, I gotta back up.
Whoa.
What the squash?
That tree talks. Dude, how long have you been there?
A few years. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, no
also,
shit.
thanks for not wishing me a happy birthday last week. That's real cool of you.
Yikes.
Yeah, sorry.
I got you, Twiggy.
I'm just out here grinding.
Interesting. So you just watch.
Like, no joke, the tree has been over there for several seasons, and has never done anything but sing backup vocals and never been the focus of anything. That's interesting.
Watch us all day?
Pretty much. Living the dream.
Not awkward at all.
So, Twiggy, pretty nice weather today?
We don't have to make small talk.
Yeah, let's not do small talk.
Yeah.
Who's watching me?
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? And I always feel like somebody's watching. 'cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, just a little touched, but maybe showers remind me of psycho too much. That's why I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me, who's playing tricks on me.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know anymore. Are the neighbors watching me? Well, it's the mailman watching me. And I don't feel safe anymore. Oh, what a mess. I wonder who's watching me now. The IRS? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me, who's playing tricks on me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, can it be? I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me, who's playing tricks on me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Can I have my privacy? I always feel like somebody's.
I think I can honestly say I've never heard that entire song all the way through. I've probably only just heard the Sometimes I Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me. I think that's literally the only thing I've ever heard of that song in its entirety. By the way, guys, little promo. We do have a new video out on the Now You Made It Awkward channel. Did a taste test video. Went out this morning. Go check that out. And new podcast episode is dropping tomorrow at 7 a.m. Yes, that was cool. Though the thing is, I feel like, because we've watched his videos for several years, even going back to some of his early days, and like his other house. Like, I think he's gone through like 3 different houses since he's started this career. In the old one, he actually had like a band kind of set up in a way. He had like a drum kit out there. He had like a big old guitar, and like it would literally play the strings and the thing, and the drum would hit like the same stuff. I feel like he could combine this idea with like the Pumpkins, like make the Pumpkins like with like a skeleton body and like set up with instruments and like have them like legit playing stuff or doing shows. You know, if you can't do the drone work anymore, which, you know, as ridiculous as that was a couple of years ago, you know, is like he's got to come up with new ideas, whether that's the pyrotechnics or in this case the lasers and the smoke machine to make cool effects in the air above the house, which is still pretty neat, don't get me wrong. Though he needs to do it, he needs to find a way to do it where it's like a projector instead, like the lasers are projecting into the clouds and like forming something. But either way, still pretty impressive. At least he's not repeating songs. And God, I hope there's no Taylor Swift. By the way, if you guys recall back to the finale of his Christmas show from 2023, he had this amazing song, like with a huge firework and everything, which was clearly meant to be the finale of the show. And then he did a Taylor Swift, like, big old mashup. Apparently that was for his kid who just loved Taylor Swift so much. So that's what happened there. But it made no sense to have what is, as we watched it, clearly the big emotional, like, finale, and then go on and do a Taylor Swift montage. Yeah. So if you ever go back and rewatch that one, stop at the Noel song. You know, the one where you're generally crying by the time it's over. And then don't watch the Taylor Swift stuff. All right, moving on. Okay, so I skipped over this one initially because I figured nobody really cared, but since we did Colm last night, we got to get more Colm in here too. So this is Unravel Tavern version from Tokyo Ghoul, which is an anime. Okay, let's see here. Okay, in the mix, I don't hear that flute hardly at all. I don't know about you guys. Like a little bit. Also, his guitar has like it's like it's set up to be like a 12 string, but it's only the 2 center strings that are doubled. It's confusing. Is that an 8 string guitar? Now, I assume that this is a main intro for the show. I've never seen Tokyo Ghoul. I know of it. I recognize the main character if I see him, but I've never even give it a second to watch. Also, the obligatory pausing. No, but seriously, it only has doubled up strings in the middle. I've never seen a guitar like that. It's kind of cool. Oh, my neck has been aching like all day. I don't know if I slept weird or it's just the cold weather came in. Like, it was 50-something when I went to work this morning. Yeah, I know, cold. It's Texas. Cut me some slack. nice. But now I want to hear Mullion Official do it. Actually, it's possible Mullion Official has done it. We just didn't listen to it. The other thing is, if you saw it there, Colm did do a song that just came out. It was a Chris Isaak Wicked Game cover. If you were not here last night, you would not know that we did another Wicked Game versus. So if you missed that, go check it out. It's kind of in the middle of the stream. It was fun. It was fun. Okay. See, one reason I like doing verses is we tend to get introduced to new artists that we can come back and revisit later, which the guy who was in the middle of last night, I definitely want to come back and hear more from him. So, yeah. Okay. Now, this one, I don't know what to expect. Two bassy dudes. One I know really can't sing, and the other guy I'm not a total fan of, but we keep giving Marwan a chance outside because I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff just on his own, and they've got an interesting face paint thing going on, so I have no idea, and I'm not entirely certain I know this song either. Also, at a glance, this looks like it just says featuring Tomp. Does it not? Tomp.
I was the knight in shining armor in your movie. Well, put your lips on mine and love the aftertaste now. I'm a ghost, I call your name, you look right through me. You're the reason that I just can't concentrate. I've been trying to fix my pride, but now it's broken. Now it's broken. Lie and try to hide, but now you know it. That I'm at no time.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I've never heard this song, but I'm also fairly certain it's probably a TikTok thing, too. Also, redoing the entire video, but with the neon face paint, is pretty cool.
I'm at no time.
Was the prototype like 3 sticks on that CD? An example of the perfect candidate. How all your girlfriends say that you don't want to see me. You're the reason that I just can't concentrate. I've been trying to fix my pride, but now it's broken. Now it's broken. To hide, but now you know it. That I'm at no time.
I've been trying to fix my pride.
I can, like, feel that here. Like, there's enough bass coming through my headphones that I can feel that in my chest.
But now it's broken. Now it's broken.
Lie, 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 lie. I tried to hide, but now you know it. That I'm at no time.
Okay, I don't like all the heads going around the outside. It's weird. I think I'm just now acknowledging that it's weird because they're all doing it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's weird, especially when you pause like this and you just look at all the gaping mouths. It's strange. Don't look directly at them. I mean, I'm sure it's meant to be creepy. Also, I'm pretty sure that they would have to have their eyes closed to do the one in the dark, or else their eyes would also be like, you know, reflecting back some of the light. So it's a little weird that they had to be either in some, you know, probably significant darkness with a black light on their face or some type of UV light on their face, and going low, 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 low. You know, that probably slightly disorienting, if I had to be honest. Oh, look, Denise is here. Hail the conquering hero. Yeah, I mean, the music was fine, I think. Like, there's a thing, and I guess it's probably just because Marwan's not a native English speaker, and his normal, like, voice I don't really like. I mean, like, once he changes pitch a bit, I'm okay with it, but like his like acting voice, so to speak, I'm not keen on it. It's weird. Well, I know that, but unfortunately I can't do a lot about that because otherwise I have to crank settings I don't want to crank, and I'd rather you hear the music over me because I've been yelled at so many times for talking during the video. And also, like, the difference between there and there is a lot of background noise. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a problem. I mean, it is a tiny hair adjustment that makes a massive change whenever I do it. Because if I can hear the computer / the fan over my head, you guys might not be able to, but I can hear it. And it's a thing. Okay. Either way, not a bad song, I guess. It's a weird song. When I think of All Time Low, I think of the band All Time Low. I'm very excited, Denise. I'm so happy to be here on this Thursday night. You know, so happy. Okie dokie, moving on because we have new Emily. Don't Look Back in Anger, Oasis, because I think everyone has to do Oasis covers now because Oasis is getting back together and going on tour, and it's costing a lot of money, apparently, I think, is what people are up in arms about. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not even sure if I know this.
You know you might find a better place to play. You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head.
So it took me a while until she got to the chorus that I kind of recognized the song. Because I only really know the two Oasis songs, Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. But, you know, getting into this one, I'm starting to recognize it. Yeah, look. Well, it's a Funicorn. Look at it. It's Funicorn. Yeah, it's a Zero Fucks hero. The trophy of apathy. You wish you could buy one. Also, hi, Judy. Hi. Welcome to the low energy stream. Not really. I'm getting phlegmy, though. I woke up like very stuffed up this morning. Actually, I know what's getting me stuffy. It's the beer. Sirens. That's always fun.
Go when nobody knows if it's not all day. Please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band. Throw it all away. I'm gonna start a revolution from my bed. 'Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside 'cause summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out.
Also, by the way, I kind of want to point out that I'm pretty sure that's a rug on her wall. Like a really big rug. Like a big old shag carpet on the wall. It's good for sound deadening. But I was like looking at it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's just a big old rug on the wall.
And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger.
Sorry, you
I
gotta
heard you say.
wait, Sally.
At least not today.
At least not today. Nice. I like the nice electric guitar thrown in there too. That was good. I like that. Yeah, barely know that song, but it came out good. Very nice. Very nice. I think she is getting better. Like, it feels like from the time we started watching her to now was like years, but it wasn't. We only started watching her earlier this year. Well, maybe we watch an older video of her, in which case it would be pretty fair. Peanuts character is your namesake. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, that was a good song. That was a good song. I like that. All right. Speaking of good guys with guitars, ooh, we got Music Travel Love doing "Killing Me Softly." Interesting. And they're somewhere in Meghalaya, India. Good Lord. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
That is an absurd location. Wait, what is this? This looks like an animal. What is this? Is that a dog? What is that? Yeah, I think it's a dog.
I heard she sang a good song. I heard she had a style. And so I came to see her and listen for a while. And there she was, this young girl, a stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with her fingers.
See? It's like a puppy sitting there. It's right there. Just hope it's a dog. Be weird if it was some other random animal just chilling out there.
Singing my life with the words, killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song, telling my whole life with her words, killing me softly with her song.
Not entirely certain it works with the gender swap. Because the difference between the R and S sounds.
I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt she found my letters and read each one out loud. Yeah, I prayed that she would finish, but she just kept right on, strumming my pain with her fingers, singing my life with the words, killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song, telling my whole life with her words, killing me softly with her song.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, it's been a very long time since I saw Poseidon Adventure, but I don't remember that in the movie. On the piano. Interesting.
Strumming my pain with her fingers, singing my life with the words, killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song, telling my whole life with her words, killing me softly with her song.
Yeah, there was a remake, wasn't there? Well, I would think that the original predates this song, but yeah, maybe not. So, oh, okay. There you go. We can go to there. There we go. Filmed by Salvador Pathal. Nice. I will say the one cool thing about these guys is that we get to see places on the planet that we would likely never be able to, or even know they exist. I mean, yeah. Hey, can you guys just keep playing? I know you're probably going to die, but it'd be great if you could just keep people calm for a while. How about no? How about no, Jerry? How about sticking up your ass and getting off this boat? All right. Ernest Borgnine. Don't remember. Okay. So, taking a slight comedy break with our lovely British guy here who lives in the States now. All right. 5 ways British and American road trips are very different. Well, one, the U.S. is very big. Britain is not.
Hello. My wife and I recently got back from a visit to West Virginia, and on that trip, it got me thinking, how do road trips compare between my homeland of Britain and the United States? And with America being the land of car culture and Britain that of public transit, Americans might be thinking, is a British road trip even a thing? And yes, it is, but in my experience of doing road trips in both countries, it's a very different thing. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but one other journey that I've been on recently is the long march to 1 million subscribers. If you've done that, thank you. If you haven't, do that now.
Subscribe.
In the meantime, here are 5 ways that British and American road trips are very different.
Actually, if you just want to see the difference between British and American road trips, you just go watch Top Gear. They did both.
Now, you can't really compare and contrast road trips in the United States with road trips in Britain without talking about the distance involved. So when we drove from Chicago to West Virginia, it was something like 400 miles. And if you were to take that distance as a percentage of the distance from the East Coast to the West Coast, it's not that much. However, if you were to do the same thing in Britain, you would end up in the sea. The point is, everyone knows at this point, America much larger than Britain. But what happens with that is that once you move to the United States, even having grown up in Britain, your perspective of distance changes. You see, it used to be that when I was a kid, we'd drive from Grimsby, my hometown, down to the southwest coast, and it took a few hours. We thought that was an eternity, because in British terms, that is. Remember, we're a country that's the size of Wyoming. But what struck me on this road trip recently is that I didn't really consider it that long at all. I mean, granted, I am now in my 40s, so my lower back felt it, but my brain didn't. You know, it was as if this was a normal thing to do. Of course, while I'm on the road, I get the peace of mind knowing that my name and address are far from the clutches of data brokers. You've probably heard me talk about them before. Description. But
by the way, guys, I downloaded a little add-on here that shows me where sponsored segments are so that I can skip them. I don't have it on the auto skip, though. I need to do that, though. Okay.
Hello. Of course, there's one thing that I think probably helps Americans get used to the idea of driving a bit further than we might in Britain, and that's the size of our vehicles. I may have mentioned it before, but not only is the country much bigger than the United Kingdom, but so are the cars. Not for us, we have a Prius. But you will see on American roads plenty of either trucks, which is great for transporting stuff, or those minivans. Now, that's not to say that we don't have either of those two things in Britain. They're just not as widely embraced as they are here. I've experienced this. I've travelled again to West Virginia years ago in a minivan because we had multiple people come with us. And honestly, it was hell now that I think about it, because there were too many people. We'd overestimated the space. But I could see a situation in where the minivan would be great. I'd have the whole 3 back seats to myself, and then everybody else has to squeeze together in front of me. Because that's just who I like my personal space. America gives me that. Just not in a Prius. In Britain, we're all about smaller vehicles. I think when I was a kid, we had a Fiat Uno, tiny hatchback, and I remember we drove fairly long distances in that. Of course, I was a child. I did silly things like, lift my legs up onto the seat, or put them across my brother, or in...
See, we had gigantic vans and station wagons to travel the country, because somehow even 100 years after we stopped using horses, we still kept creating wagons.
My mum's face, and I was smaller, so it was easier. I mean, this is doing a disservice to our larger vehicles, but the point is, pound for pound, you don't have quite as much space in British cars, so it's a good job we don't drive as far. But another thing that helps put into perspective the long distances that we may or may not be travelling is how we pass the time. I've noticed that it is a common feature of road tripping in either country to play a game. It's just that the game in question may well differ. Take, for example, Road Trip Bingo. Played in both countries, this is where passengers whip out a bingo card and check off the things they see. Whoever completes their card first wins. However, it's become clear that the items on a US bingo card don't always match those on a British one. And that's because the scenery and the things that occupy it differ somewhat on either side of the pond. For example, the UK's sheep population is around 7 times greater than that of the US, meaning it's literally impossible to have a road trip in the UK without seeing them a lot. Then again, unless you're driving through the 4 states that have banned it, the same thing might be true in the US when it comes to billboards. I became aware of a game growing up called Spotto, and this is where you basically look out for a yellow car, and then the person who sees it says, Spotto. But after I moved to the US and I was driving around with my wife, she brought to my attention something I'd never heard of called Pediddle. And believe it or not, that's not something that you do at a rest stop. This is another game. You and others are on the lookout for a car whose headlight is out. And when you see that, you're supposed to say Pediddle and hit the roof, apparently, in order to determine who it was who said it first. And another pastime specific to the US is the license plate game. This is where passengers observe traffic for the license plates of different states. The ultimate goal being to tally up plates from all 50 states.
First of all, that DeLorean had plates from 2 different movies on it.
Equivalent for this exists in the UK, where rear license plates, regardless of region, are plain old yellow. Spotto. That said, we do have a different number plate game in which we might look out for number plates containing, say, a certain letter or number. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is that Americans are far more likely to break out into song. I thought this was a trope of the films because it happens in National Lampoon's Vacation and many others, until I got into a car with my wife's family. In Britain, I'm not saying we don't ever do that, but I think most of us are probably a bit self-conscious about the way we sing, and so that doesn't happen as often. And if it does, we'd have to be drunk, and if we're drunk, we shouldn't be using a motor vehicle. What I'm saying is we reserve the singing for weddings.
Okay, so I want to talk about the car games because me and my almost stepdaughter came up with a game many years ago, and we called it vehicular profiling. So as you are approaching a vehicle on the highway that is in front of you, obviously, you have to guess the sex and or race of the person based solely on the vehicle, and you could get upwards of 2 points per vehicle. No, you're only going for the driver in general, but you're basing it purely on the vehicle, nothing else. Possibly driving style if you've seen them for long enough. Pretty fun. Good way to pass the time. You know, make sure you have a scoreboard on there. And the thing is, you can get an extra point for age. So if you can kind of get within the decade, more or less, of their apparent age, then you also get an extra point. A lot of fun. Smaller side seat. Wagon didn't have them. My dad would go to junkyard. Side seat. I don't know what you're talking about with a side seat. I mean, you can do it from the back seat as long as you can see the vehicle, but for the most part, you're thinking you and your passenger for the most part. We don't tend to have a whole lot of people in the car, if I'm being fair.
Now, it's one thing that Google Maps will tell me, ooh, look, it's 9 hours to travel from here to there. But what that doesn't take into account is the fact that you're going to have to stop a lot, especially since we have a dog with us. So along the way, we got out at what Americans know as rest stops. And a lot of the time, rest stops in the United States are sort of small buildings that usually house some bathrooms, as well as pamphlets displaying places to go in the local area. Occasionally, of course, you do find those larger rest stops that have a full-on food court and things like that. They exist as well. In Britain, there are one or two major differences when it comes to these outlets. Firstly, they're not called rest stops. They're known as motorway service areas. And these are usually the big kind of rest stops. You have your food courts, you have your toilets. You also have a lot more parking space. Partly that's going to be down to the fact that even though we're about the size of Wyoming, we have nearly twice the population of California. And this might also account for the fact that your parking spot within this car park is usually timed. But it's also down to the fact that ample space is afforded to trucks, often known as lorries in Britain. It should be noted that the US concept of truck stops, in other words, stops used exclusively by trucks, are not nearly as common in the UK. The other thing to note here is that at British rest stops, there's usually a hotel attached to it in case you need to stay there overnight. You don't typically find this at American rest stops because most towns or cities have a complex of hotels somewhere in its vicinity.
Generally. Hold on. He talked about that road trip and didn't somehow include Buc-ee's. It's like, because Buc-ee's alone is like the major difference between here and almost anywhere. And I know Buc-ee's aren't in every state, but if you're near enough to one and you've never been to one, go to one.
Britain also has hotels, the likes of Travelodge and Premier Inn. And I'm not going to spend this time boring you with the differences between British and American hotels because I did that in a previous video. But what I am going to say is that there's a cheaper alternative in the United States that a lot of road trippers capitalize on, and that alternative is motels. Motels did originate in the United States as a portmanteau of motor hotels, and they are bog standard, about the term I would use for every motel that I've ever stayed in. There's no swimming pool, there's no jacuzzi or...
Hold on, that's not true. A lot of motels do have a swimming pool. You should just not use them. And if they have a hot tub, you should definitely not use it.
Hot tub or anything like that. It's basically just a room, and then you've got the manager's office. It's like in Psycho. We've all seen the Bates Motel. Yeah. Most motels feel like that. I've never been murdered, as proven by the fact that I'm still doing this video, but I have felt like there's somebody in the room with me, and it's usually my wife, and everything's fine. From the British side of things, I have two things to say here. Firstly, because we don't travel such great distances, there might be an argument that we don't really need to stop off anywhere en route to where we're actually ending up. So a lot of the time, we don't end up making that sort of overnight stay in the middle of our journey. But if we were to do it, in my experience, we used to just check into one of those Premier Inn hotels or a Travelodge. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's normal among all Brits who travel, or if it's just another indication that my family is really middle class. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you've been on a road trip in Britain and America and what your observations were. In the meantime, I'm going to go and read about what to do in West Virginia, even though I am now home. While I'm doing that, here's a video I did back in the day about the hotel differences between Britain and America. You'll watch that next. Until next time, goodbye.
See, I think what would be interesting is a purely Buc-ee's road trip, and you see how much gas you can use between Buc-ee's to fill up again. You know, and get to as many Buc-ee's as you can, and eat a different meal every time. Like, 'cause I think you could hit like the 4 major Buc-ee's that are remotely close to us here, and it would take probably all day depending on traffic, and you would definitely use at least a tank of gas. Excuse me, that was a weird burp. I feel like it came out of my ears. I do think I actually have a problem. I think the whatever flap is supposed to like block off the pressure differential between your nasal cavity and your ears is eroding for some strange reason on me. Because I legit can have air come out my ears. It's a little weird. Okay, so Melinda doing Nature Boy sung by an angel. I have no idea. I don't know what this is. Let's see here. Is there a description at all? Nope. Comments says nope. Okay. Let's see what this is.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. You're a wasp boy. Old boy.
3, 4, 5. It's actually supposed to be here.
We can count.
Shut up.
I swear I have a guitarist.
You just have a guitar.
Just a guitar. Yep. My
leg needed.
Okay, one more.
But
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They said he wandered very far,
wait,
over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day,
beaver nuggets.
one magic day he came my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and be loved.
You're gonna go lay down. Do you empty the dryer? Why? But that's where your scrubs are. But the scrubs, baby. I bet you do. I appreciate that. You gonna turn off all the lights? Yeah. I would appreciate it. Thank you. I want to go to Buc-ee's now that I said it. Okay, number one. Yep, you need to go to a Buc-ee's. Go to a Buc-ee's, Sally. They're awesome. Yeah, she's already gone. Sorry, guys.
In return,
I've never heard this song.
one magic day came my way, and while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love
Nope, same old hat.
and be loved in
Nice fade out. Okay, so for reference, I had a different song in mind, and then when they started playing, I was like, "There's no way they're playing that song." I mean, it'd be funny if they were, but I'm gonna pull it up just real quick. over here. Actually, hold on. I gotta do the thing. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but this is the song that I was thinking that they were gonna play. Because I couldn't remember the title of it. It's called Wonder Boy. This is what I was thinking it was. Alright, skipping ahead.
High above the mucky muck castle made of clouds, there sits Wonder Boy, sitting oh so proudly. Not much to say when you're high above the mucky muck. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking I was thinking they were going to be covering Wonder Boy from Tenacious D. I don't know what Nature Boy is, but that was a good one. No, that was just funny. I'm not going to play the whole thing because copyrights, but that's the song that I thought they were covering. Yes, High Above the Mucky Mucks. Yes. Yes, the Mucky Mucks. Yeah, you have to listen to the whole thing. We're just not going to do that here. That's a Patreon thing. Okay, jumping back in the other direction here, we're going to do The Bygones. Lucy. Live at Indies Keeping Secrets. All right.
Leaves on the vine, taking my time, there's no reason to want time to pass. I want this to last, my dear. Nearly a year, wearing your heart on your sleeve. There's so much to know, places to go on your way. Lucy, you're the sun that sneaks through the door. You're all that and more. If you only knew how much I love you. I give you my heart, you give me a scar to remind me. As long as I'm home, I'm never alone, Lucy.
Yeah, right.
Lucy, you're the sun that sneaks through the door. You're all that and more. If you only knew how much I love you. I give you my heart, you give me a scar to remind me that even though our clocks keep different times, you'll never know how hard I tried to give you my all, but you ignore my calls
Nice little ting. I kind of want to hear them with Avi. I want him to do one of their songs, though. I don't want them to do his song. I love these two. They're so good. And by the way, completely have missed the fact that she has performed many times with PMJ. Discovered that while I was doing a minor deep dive on Allison Young. Was this an original? Let me go look. I think so. I think this was one of theirs. Next time they're on tour and they swing through Texas, I'll make an effort. Unfortunately, when they toured through here was like right when we first discovered them. It's just like, oh, well, shit. It's like I would have. It's like if I'd known what I was missing. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Oof, we're going to blow through these songs. Okay. Excuse me, jeez. This is a very burpy beer. And also, I thought this was a beer I'd had before. Nope, turns out not so much, but I like it. Very similar name to a beer that I have had from St. Arnold. Okay, so moving into our more rock area. We're going to do First to 11, How to Save a Life, The Fray.
Sip of wine, you say we need to talk. He walks, you say sit down, it's just a talk. He smiles politely back at you. You stare politely right on through some sort of window to your right as he goes left and you stay right between the lines of fear and blame. You begin to wonder why you came. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life.
I really like that guitar. I don't know, just the colors. It's very pretty. Also, this is how you film music videos without using 50 frames per second. I didn't go into it earlier, but Colm, for the love of God, stop doing it. Just do 24 or 30. 30's fine. Just do 30. Most people can't tell the difference. But 50 looks stupid. Stop doing it.
But I know you know best, 'cause after all, you do know best. Try to slip past his defense without granting innocence. Lay down a list of what is wrong, the things you told him all along, and pray to God he hears you. And I pray to God he hears you. And where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life.
Also, where's the bassist? They're only showing 3 members of the band right now. Where did he go? Tell me there's no bass in this song? I don't think so. Pretty sure there's bass. Also, yes, our guitarist has now also bleached a good chunk of his hair.
As he begins to raise his voice, you lower yours and grant him one last choice. Drive until you lose the road, or break with the ones you follow. He will do one of 2 things. He will admit to everything, or he'll say he's just not the same.
Oh, they're not doing it. Oop, no. Okay, either way. Wow. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Little, pretty heavy compared to the original, but that's not a complaint. That's just pointing it out. I enjoyed that. I thought that was great. Still thought it was weird the bass guy was like nowhere to be seen. That was a little odd. But either way, it's like, you're telling me they didn't even play the bass in this song? Because if not, that's impressive. That's actually really good. It was really good. Well done, Audra and the other guys. I haven't bothered to learn the rest of their names. I barely learned her name, and it's only because I went to school with somebody with an almost identical name. And so I was like, when I found out her name, I was like, really? Like, weird. Okay. It's like, I had to check. I'm like, definitely not related, right? I was like, nope, not even in the same state. Yeah, Audra and the other guys. Yeah. Yep. I don't know their names. Have to dig into it, I guess. Is it even down here? Because if it was, it'd be great. No. I'm trying to remember even how. Oh, because I saw. I think I looked up First to 11 on Instagram, and then her Instagram came up separately. Yep. Outro was a slinky bouncing around my sore brain. That's pretty funny. Okay. So we haven't done a whole lot of PMJ lately, but the one we did last week I thought was phenomenal, and this one came out within the last week, and I kind of dig this song, Fireflies. And they always do something interesting. So a vintage bossa nova jazz cover. So let's see what they're gonna do with this. Let's see. Yes, technically I think this should have been before First to 11, but I got things out of order. It's okay. It's okay though.
You would not believe your eyes. 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause they fill the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. You think me rude, but I would just stop and stare. I like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say, I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems when I fall asleep.
So, yeah, I was a little skeptical on how they were going to make it work, but I like what they've done. The dress is making me slightly paranoid, though, because she does have lights running through it, which, yes, Firefly theme, I digs that. But just knowing how combustible that material is, and I know it's just LEDs, but, little, what is that, chiffon, basically? Is that what that stuff is called? I fear for her safety. But I like her voice, though. Sarah Nimitz? Nimitz? How do you say that? It's a double IE name. How do you even do that? Nimitz? I have no idea how to say that. I do like get lost in the floof. I think most of us would. But do you want to get lost?
'Cause I get 1,000 hugs from 10,000 lightning bugs as they try to teach me how to dance. A fox tried above my head, a sock cop beneath my bed, a disco ball.
Yes, tool. That tooling. Yeah, that's the word. Chiffon. Yeah, something there. Yep. Yep, that's the word I was looking for.
Hanging by a thread, I'd like to make hard to say. I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. 'Cause everything is never as it seems.
I like hearing the flute just like this is unfortunately it's in my bad ear, but I could still hear it. I'm like watching the flute. It's like I can tell he's doing something. But the funny thing is, most of the time when they do a song that's kind of light and fun, you can usually watch the tromboner. He's usually doing something silly, but in this case he's not.
I'm weird 'cause I hate goodbyes. Got misty-eyed as this said farewell. But I'll know where several are if my dreams get real bizarre, 'cause I saved a few and I kept them in a jar. I like to make myself believe that love turns slowly. It's hard to say. I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never. Hey, leave my door open just a crack, 'cause I feel like such an insomniac. Why do I tire of counting sheep? 'Cause I'm much too tired to fall asleep.
That just kind of ended. Also, I'm glad Scott was there. I feel like Scott Bradley, you know, the dude who kind of started PMJ for the most part, hasn't been around in seems like a while. It usually seems sort of like somebody else on a piano. Can't talk sometimes. Like that one. That's not him on the piano there. Burn. Which Burn? Oh, okay. So I have to watch that one now too. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, she was like, I will say this about Sarah. She was having fun. She was having a lot of fun with that. Huntsville, Alabama, nearest tickets. That's too far away. Oh, well. Never get to see a PMJ show. Okay. So, if you guys are unaware of Mac Glocke, I keep wanting to throw in an extra L there. He will do covers of songs, but in the style of other songs. Yes, he's a lot like 10-second songs. And they both do very similar things, and they also do a lot of stuff together. He's pretty talented. I just thought this was interesting, even though it's a month ago. But if Creed wrote Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, I think I've seen the short version of this, but not the full thing. So I'm trying to remember if he does this in which song he does this in the style of, but it's interesting. It's going to be interesting.
If Creed wrote... Steve.
Mac.
If Creed wrote Bring Me to Life.
Bro. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core?
So I love Steve Welsh is the guy who's singing. He's doing such a good impression. It's like I just want to hear him do more Creed covers, which I guess we'll have to figure that out in the future. So, like I said, I started following Mac on IG, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I heard the at least intro part of this, and I was like, ooh. I was like, this is good, but I did not get to hear the entire thing, and definitely not with good headphones or anything else. But I'm trying to think of the song that this is a mashup of. Anybody else know Creed well enough? I can hear the song in my head, but I can't think of the words. It's annoying me, though. But also, I love the fact that there are people, you know, my age or a little bit younger, who grew up with this music, you know, either way, Evanescence, Creed, just all that, like, late 90s, 2000s rock music, and have such an appreciation for it and are creative enough to go, hey, wait a minute. You know, it feels like this newer generation is more about doing a song in a new style than it was like back in the day. There was, yeah, you would have covers for sure, but not adapting to one song into a completely different style and trying to make it sound like that person is singing that song. And in this case, without AI, obviously we looked at There I Ruined It last night, which is, you know, a dude who is performing but using AI voice changing to fill in the gaps. Or that totally AI written Christian metal song, which was awesome, but still totally done by AI. Is it like Going Under? Is that the name of the song? I feel like it's something Going Under. Maybe.
Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. Wake me up in my blood before I come under. Save me from the nothing I've become. Frozen inside without your touch, without your love, darling. Only you are the life from among the dead. Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. In my blood before I come undone. Save me from the nothing I have become.
I enjoyed that. And that's what it's all about, making sure that I enjoy it. Hope you guys did too. And the funny thing is, Creed was like one of the first bands that just got a buttload of hate for no reason. It's like Creed was never bad. But, I mean, yeah, the lead singer had some issues. But, like, the group itself pretty much nailed it, like, all the time. For, like, 3 straight albums, I think, at least, you know, platinum. And then, for some reason, they became the first edition of Nickelback. Like, oh, hate them, or it's not cool to like them, whatever. It's like, what the hell happened? It's like, this is so stupid. And then Creed comes back, goes on tour again, selling out everywhere, It's just like, oh, everybody remembered they love Creed after giving them shit for so long. It's like, what happened there? It's like early internet days for some reason. And then, Nickelback became a joke, even though they never stopped being good. They changed their style slightly, and then, Chad going in and out of relationships, failed marriage here, weird other issues here and there. But still, they kept making music. They got, harder over time, and then they kind of backed off a little bit, and then came back, and then, everybody once again starts pretending like they loved Nickelback all along and didn't spend years hating on them and calling them a joke for no reason. There's one more song. There's one more song. You got to stick for one more song. That's it, just this last one. It's the one Denise has been waiting for this whole time. So I put it last because Denise said she wasn't going to be here. Normally, if we were going to do a thing like this, we would have no resolve at the beginning of the show. But because Denise was not going to be here for a little while, I put it to the back. Okay, you guys can last one more song, and it's a rock song, so you'll be awake. All right, so No Resolve doing Crossfire, which I believe is an original. Yep. All right. And Oscar has been promoting the crap out of it because that's what he do. Although I will say before it really kicks off, when I hear Crossfire, I just think of the game from the late 80s, early 90s. Where you had the little BBs and you were trying to shoot the little spinny things off to score points. That's all I think about when I hear Crossfire.
When the shadows come and the night is falling, and the voices tell you this might be the end, when screaming, when your heart is barely beating, when your lungs are barely breathing, thinking this might be the end, when you're caught in a, when you're caught in a, when you're caught in a crossfire.
That was an interesting little bit there. I don't know what that was. Wow, that was like that perfect shot right there. Perfect flare up. Although I do definitely want to sync this to the old Crossfire commercial now. Do I need to go on a YouTube deep dive and try to find a high definition version of the Crossfire commercials from the 90s? Do I care that much? We'll see. We'll see.
When you've loved and lost, broken into pieces, and your demons tell you no one's gonna hear you screaming, when your heart is barely beating, you don't have to stop believing, 'cause this won't be the end. When you're caught in a, when you're caught in a, when you're caught in a crossfire. When you're losing yourself, I'll be running to her if you're broken.
through his guitar. We needed that. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Close it, reopen it. Wait, why are you watching on Firefox instead of a YouTube app? Tough questions, I know. So difficult. That was a cool song. That was a cool song, but like I said, I might have to meme it. I got other shit to do. Do I have time for that? I need to help my buddy Corey. He once got a thing that had like all of these commercials. It was like a DVD collection, and it was just nothing but commercials from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I wonder if he still has that. I mean, how do you even find the one commercial that you want to find, right? Anyway, it's time to call it a night because, well, it's bedtime for most of us. Realistically, actually, I need to take a shower and then go to bed. That makes things even weirder. I don't really like showering before bed. But I didn't shower this afternoon, and that's my fault. So, here we are. So, guys, I will see y'all next week. We're going to try to go back to normal. I assume that's the plan. But next Wednesday, we will be doing the Patreon chat as usual. So if you want to join the Patreon, you can do that. And you can also get the podcast version of our chats when I remember to edit the damn things. Totally forgot. Again, it was a crazy weekend. And then also, if you want to check out the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, you can go check that out. It comes out 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It was an interesting episode. We nerd out about a lot of stuff. It is what it is. Yeah, you gotta reboot. Go reboot. So, but like I said, will not be here tomorrow night. I will be playing dominoes with the guys from the church. Poorly. Yep, that's how that's gonna go. But at least we're not playing for money that I know of. That's not like frowned upon, right? I think you can play for a pot. You don't want to bet, technically. I don't know. Logistical nightmare of church bettings. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. And remember, as always, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be loud.